Good evening and welcome to Equine Essentials. I'm your host, Gray Parks, equine nutritionist for Protrition Feed. Tonight, we're here to talk about forage and what role it plays in equine nutrition. Forage-based diets and forage-only diets are very popular catchphrases in the world of equine nutrition today, but I don't think that everyone who uses those terms necessarily understands what they mean. Forage-based nutrition, for example, should really apply to almost every horse. Most adult horses should eat a diet that's primarily composed of forage. Forage is grass, pasture, hay, alfalfa, or another type of plant that isn't a seed or a grain. For many adult horses in very little work or no work, forage may make up as much as 99% of what that horse eats in a day. Whereas with young horses, horses that have high energy requirements, that are working hard, horses that are nursing or reproducing, they might need a diet that's more like 60 to 70% forage and 20, 30, or 40% grain to meet their calorie and nutrient requirements. There are other people who use the term forage-based nutrition to mean a diet that is forage with just a small supplement such as a ration balancer or a vitamin and mineral supplement to balance out that horse's diet. When people use the phrase forage-only nutrition, often they mean a diet that is nothing but grass or hay, maybe with a mineral supplement, maybe not. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, every horse should be on a diet that's mostly made up of forage, but there are some pitfalls we should be aware of when we try to feed a horse nothing but forage. For example, how much protein, how much copper, how much zinc, how much vitamin E, how much selenium is in a particular grass or a hay can vary wildly depending upon where that was grown, how it was harvested, and how it was been stored. So you can't ever make assumptions about the quality of a forage. Even a beautiful grassy pasture or a lovely third cutting alfalfa hay may not have the perfect nutritional balance for every single horse. It's very important that we understand exactly what's in each of those forages to make the best calls about what our horse might need. For example, I'm standing in a grassy pasture that on first glance looks to have plenty of forage out here to sustain any horse. And for most horses, it does provide plenty of calories if they're eating all they want of that particular pasture. However, this pasture, since I have analyzed it, I know has very, very low levels of important nutrients, including phosphorus, copper, zinc, and selenium, which means that if I just let the horses eat the pasture and gave them nothing else, then they would likely, over the long term, develop mineral deficiencies. Now, if I have an adult horse in light work or no work, there's a good chance I would never see outward signs of that deficiency because adult horses cope pretty well with fairly unbalanced diets. However, with a lactating broodmare, a hard-working performance horse, or a growing horse, then I'm likely to see issues such as retained placentas, poor fetal development, slower growth rates, poor hoof quality, poor performance in my riding horses. So they're going to need more than just what this forage will supply for them. For horses that are easy keepers, I can do that with something called a ration balancer, like our Pinnacle Balancer, where I feed only 1 or 2 pounds per horse per day and meet all of their vitamin, mineral, and protein requirements and let the forage just fill in the gaps and provide calories. With harder keeping horses like lactating broodmares, that's usually not going to get the job done. And that's where a typical fortified feed like our Pinnacle Mare and Foal, or maybe Pinnacle 1200 high fat for a high performance horse, will provide additional calories plus all those vitamins, minerals, and protein that the horse needs to perform the tasks that I've decided that horse needs to perform. So when I'm talking about a forage only or a forage-based diet, it's really important to recognize what those terms mean to that particular client. And that way we can have a conversation about assessing the quality of the forage, using that to look at the horse's needs and see whether we can meet those needs with just a good quality vitamin and mineral, with a ration balancer, or with a complete feed. By doing that, we can make the best, most cost-effective diet that provides the best balance of nutrients for that horse based on what it needs and my forage can provide. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Equine Essentials. I will see you in the next episode.